Hi guys, welcome to this new video on Python. So what we are going to make is that we are going to make a multi-class classifier, but here we are going to consider text. Let's get started with the data first. So I have found this link on Kaggle, which dataset has been uploaded for free use by Alvin Indra. So thanks for that. And this is the dataset. This dataset actually belongs to some banks which has like data received, product date, sub-product, issue, sub-issue. There are multiple columns, and like we are going to make a text classifier based on this data. So the data size is like around 491 MB. So you can download it from this Kaggle site and practice it along with me. So let's get started. So I have pasted the Kaggle link in my Colab notebook. So firstly, let's mount the drive. The main library which we'll be using for pre-processing the text in the data frame will be NLTK. And if you don't know about NLTK, you can just search around the net. So what NLTK is, NLTK, and it is actually a natural language processing toolkit which has Python API support, and like you can find most of the stuff with respect to NLTK on its documentation. But since we are not going through the entire documentation, our goal is just to classify the text, and NLTK is just a part of it. So from NLTK we'll be downloading stopwords. If you don't know about stopwords are those words which are not of any use or doesn't add any sense to the machine learning model with respect to text specifically. So let's install them. So we have got the stopword here. I don't need this np.util, so let's just comment it out. And besides that, some basic dependencies from the TensorFlow will be importing the tokenizer, will be importing the pad sequences. Since we will be making a sequential neural network model, so from the model we'll be importing the sequential. Then from the layers we'll be importing the dense layer, embedding layer since we are working with text, LSTMs because we are working with a text classifier, and spatial dropout 1D and spatial dropout 1D also. Besides that, from the model selection, we have the train test bed for splitting the data into training and testing parts. From Keras callbacks, we are importing early stopping. And from the layers, again, we are importing dropout layer so that certain neurons get closed and we get more accuracy on our neural network. And also, we are importing the stopwords which we downloaded here. So let's just run this basic dependencies which we will be requiring for processing the entire classifier. Now let's read the CSV file that we got from Kaggle. So it's a very huge CSV file. It might take some time, so keep some patience. So yeah, the CSV file is here, and the only columns that we'll be considering for the sake of this video is the product, which will be our label, and we will be having the consumer complaint narrative, which has the actual complaint of the consumer. So let's check out the columns. So these are the columns in the data set, but we only keep the consumer complaint narrative and the product. We drop all the null values. So after dropping all the null values, so this is how the modeling data set will look like. So this will be the consumer complaint, and we will be having the label here. There are multiple labels here like credit card reporting, consumer loan, debt collection, mortgage, etc., etc. So if we see the dataset shape, we have like around 2,49,830 rows and 2 columns. So let's check out for the data types also of this. So we have objects. Let's check out for the column. Let's check out for all the classes which are present in the target. So here we have these classes. We have mortgage, which is this much. We have credit reporting, this much. So there are many classes are available in our label column. So for the ease for this video, what I have done is that I have separated credit related issues to a credit card related problem. Then we have separated the loan related labels as loan related. Bank services related things are separated as bank services label, and other services like virtual currency, like mortgage are separated as other services. So that is done in this piece of code. We are capturing the product from the data frame, and we are locking it, and we are just passing and checking if the product is equal to credit reporting, if the product is equal to this, if the product is equal to this or this, we give the label as credit card related. Same applies with the loan, so it goes like loan related. Same applies with bank services, it goes with the bank services. So let's run to this cell and let's reset the index again. So now if we check the total classes in the product column, so we see that only we have 4 classes: other services, credit card related, loan services, and bank services. And these are the total number of records in each of them for our training. So let's go through the head. So this is how it looks, and this is a simple function which will just return us when we pass any index to it and what lies in the consumer complaint narrative column. So let's see what lies in it. For example, at the 10th index, we get that this is the consumer complaint. Without provocation, I received the notice that my credit line was being decreased by blah 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 blah. And this is the entire complaint that the consumer has given, and this is the label to it, that is credit card related issue. So now what we do is that we need to pre-process this text before we fit any machine learning algorithm to it, and we are going to use LSTMs in this for modeling purpose. So before that, we need to remove this stop words, we need to remove this kind of commas and this kind of stuff, which are not actually adding any weight to the model. So we write this clean text, which is actually taking in the text from the consumer complaint and applying the clean text function on it. And what it does is that it replaces, with the help of the regular expression, we are replacing the replace by space. For example, if this data, if it has any of this thing, it will be replaced by this empty space. And if this data has any of this thing, for example between 0 to 9 or A to Z or something like that, which is not between 0 to 9 or A to Z or hash or plus, that will also be replaced with a empty string. And once that is done, we'll be passing the text with through the stopwords checking, and the stopwords actually we have downloaded from NLTK above itself. So here we downloaded the stopwords itself. So here we downloaded the stopwords itself, and it will check that all the stopwords which are present in our data, that gets removed. So let's run the data frame through this piece of code. So till the time code is running, just this RE is the regular expression which we are using to check out and remove necessary text which is there in our data set. So now if we check the same example 10, so you can see clearly that so earlier it had this kind of text, and after we cleaned it, so this was the text after processing. So you see that certain words like I, comma, and this kind of stuff are just removed from the data, and we get more cleaner data to fit on the model. So let's set some dimensions. The maximum number of words that we'll be using for each of this row, we will be setting it as 50,000. The max sequence length would be set as 250, and the embedding dimension would be set as 100. Doesn't matter how much your text is, we will be setting the embedding dimension as 100. So first we will be creating the tokenizer object here, which will be having the max number of words, and we'll be passing the filter. This is the filter through it and lower. And what we will be fitting it on? We will be fitting it on from the data. We'll be passing the consumer complaint narrative, and we'll be passing only the values of that. And after that, we'll be fitting the tokenizer on the word index. So let's print out the word length. So let's print out the word index length which we are getting from the tokenizer. So we see that out of the complete data, we get this many unique tokens out of the complete data consumer complaint narrative, that is around 1,23,542 unique tokens are found. Now we will be passing the text to sequences. What we'll be doing is that we'll be passing this column, and we'll be tokenizing each and every text to sequences, and we will make sure that the max length doesn't exceed 250, and we'll be padding the sequence where there is no value present. And after that, if we see the shape of the data, that is specifically the consumer complaint narrative, so let's check out. So you see that we get the 2,49,830 records, but you see that this is of the length of this much. So if we print the X itself here, so you see that the consumer complaint narrative has actually been converted to an array which is of length 250, and each and every complaint is represented by this length. So now let's convert the labels, that is the y column, with the help of pandas dummies get dummies method. We pass in the product and we get the tensor shape out of it. For example, we have 4 columns, so it will be one hot encoding the tensors that are present. It will be one hot encoding the categories that are present in the y field. So let's check out for the y shape. So we get this is the y shape. Now if we again go and just print the y, so let's see how it looks. So you see this. So we have this particular record. For example, the first one in the Y, if you see, it was like credit card related. So credit card related in Y after pd dot get dummies is represented as 0, 1, 0, 0. So let's split the data, that is X and Y, into 90% for training and 10% for testing, and we keep the random side at 42 so that the results are always reproduced. And we see that this much records are for training. This is the X part, this is the label, this is the testing thing, this is the testing part, and this is the testing label, that is Y test. So now we start writing the neural network. So since we are making a very simple neural network that is based on LSTM, and we want to keep it sequential, so we have sequential model here, and to the model we are simply adding a embedding layer which has max number of words as this much, embedding dimensions as this much, and the input length is equal to the shape of the tensor which will be getting from the above object here. So that will be the shape of the input length, and we'll be keeping the dropout as 20%, and then we have an LSTM which has like around 100 LSTM cells and also has a dropout of 20%, and also has a recurrent dropout of 20%. And since in the last layer we have only 4 columns, that is we have to check for only 4 categories, so we have a dense layer here, and the activation function, since it's a multi-class problem, we use softmax. Then we compile the model and we use the loss as categorical cross entropy. Since it's a multi-class model, the optimizer is kept as Adam, matrix is kept as accuracy. So let's print out the model summary. So you can see here that the input shape is this much, and from the neural network output we'll be getting only 4 dense layer output, which will be judging using np.argmax to find out which label does it belong. And you see that the main task of classifying the entire model is done by the LSTM layer, which has around 100 cells here. So let's fix this thing. So we need to wait until the training happens. So let's wait for the training to complete. So here you see that the model training is now complete. So let's just dump the model into my drive. So from TensorFlow import Keras, and we just save the model into this location. We reload it, and now we go for checking the accuracy of the model. So we check the accuracy over the testing dataset that we had created above. That is X test, and the Y test would be having the one hot encoded labels for the test. So let's see how much accuracy we get on the testing dataset. So here we see that we get the loss as 38% of loss and 87% of accuracy over the testing dataset, which is pretty good. So yes, this model we could be going to production with such kind of accurate model. So let's just plot it, plot the loss as well as let's plot the accuracy just to show you how it looks. So you see that the loss with the number of epochs is actually reducing, and both the training and testing loss are pretty close to each other. So this should be the ideal case. And let's see in the accuracy. So history dot accuracy. Okay. So here we see the accuracy for the training and testing part, and with the number of epochs, we see that the accuracy in both training and testing, they go on increasing. So this should be the ideal case, that loss should be going down and the accuracy should be always increasing. So let's see if a new complaint comes. So is our model able to identify? So here you see that credit card account SDFC, the following bank of the SDFC Visa card does not belong to me. So this is the new complaint that will be coming from the system, maybe from the front end, and our machine learning model should identify that this problem is actually related to credit card. So let's see if we get the proper output or not. So here you see we get the dimension here, that is the prediction, and we also get the label out of it, that is this is actually credit card related. Our LSTM based neural network is able to classify the text that is coming from a new complaint into a particular category. So I hope that you have got that how to make a multi-class classifier with the help of TensorFlow and Keras, and with the help of this LSTM based neural network. And I hope that all the things that are shown in this video are clear to you. If you still have any doubts with respect to the code or anything else, comment down below. I'll definitely try to reply to it. So enough for this video. See you next time.